Today on Eagle Nation News, Kashida Kama introduces us to Eagle Nation Online's brand new podcast. And Julia Bizayon covers the grand opening of Prosper's second Cook Children's Center.
Lauren Womack highlights the upcoming remakes and sequels of everyone's favorite childhood movies. Eagle Nation News starts
right now. Good afternoon, Eagle Nation. Today is Thursday, October 31st. I'm Jordan Ramsey.
And I'm Madison Wells. Now, Jordan, I don't know about you, but Halloween's pretty much one of my favorite holidays.
Yeah, I agree, and I get to express my true chef form. I'm very proud.
Of course.
What inspired your costume?
You know what? It's just dressing up, going all out, and I mean, I'm a pirate today, so.
Fantastic holiday. And now we send it over to Kashida Kama to take a look at ENO's very own podcast.
Social networking is everything. We use it when we post on Instagram or Snapchat, or when we post a tweet on Twitter. Even Eagle Nation News and Eagle Nation Online use it when we post videos or articles. In addition to these articles and videos, we even added a podcast by our very own students.
A podcast is an episodic series of digital audio or video files which a user can download in order to listen. These are used for radio, and even famous YouTubers have created them, but with multiple shows, ENO Podcast has created it for our own Prosper School.
There is Time Out, which is my personal podcast, where I teach you a lesson. So we could be talking about mental health, or it could just be 20 minutes of lo-fi and listening to music. And then there is the podcast for the school, which is more interviews, and Don't Touch My News, which will be coming soon, is another segment of that podcast, talking about like local news and state news.
The ENO Podcast has made history as being the first one in Prosper, but has a deeper meaning behind it than others would know.
I don't know if we can relate the Eagle Nation Online podcast to anything else, really. It's pretty different. Most people will just do a video package, but this podcast is meant to create a community. The specific reason the podcasts were created, especially Time Out, was I wanted to be able to reach out to people and teach them a lesson.
Be sure to tune into these podcasts by going either on Eagle Nation Online website or going on Spotify and looking up Eagle Nation Online. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Kashida Kama. Prosper.
Several storms have taken place in the DFW area these past few weeks. Much damage has been caused by lightning and one incident of a tornado, but a rather unexpected instance of damage occurred in one Fort Worth parking lot. A lightning bolt struck one Chevron gas station, creating a 15-foot hole in the concrete, according to the Fort Worth Fire Department. Thankfully, no one was hurt in the incident, but employees at nearby shops reported feeling the effects of the powerful blast.
Earlier this week, an airplane traveling from Virginia to New Jersey mysteriously broke down and crash-landed into a New Jersey neighborhood. The plane directly hit one house, going completely through the second story all the way down to its basement, and also caused a fire which rampaged throughout the neighborhood, destroying several homes. No one from the neighborhood was hurt, but unfortunately, the pilot of the plane did not survive. The NTSB and the Federal Aviation Administration are currently investigating the crash to determine its cause.
Now we send it over to Brenna Gibbons with your fast forecast.
Thank you, Jordan. Today's weather is much colder than it has been this past week, with it currently being 35 degrees and sunny. But it feels like 31 degrees with a wind chill at 10 miles per hour. So make sure to wear something warm with your Halloween costume tonight. Thankfully, throughout the rest of the week, it will be a little bit warmer, with temperatures ranging from the low 50s and 60s and even 70s come Wednesday. With your fast forecast, I'm Brenna Gibbons. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Brenna. When we return, Lauren Womack is in studio with more on Disney's newest remakes and live-action shows.
Are you a U.S. citizen who's not a registered felon and are at least 18 years old? Then make sure to register to vote. It's important. It's how democracy works. It's part of being an adult. When you vote, you get a fancy sticker. What's there not to love?
But my vote doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. It matters a lot at the local and state levels. And hey, guess what? It still matters at the federal level. 537 votes decided Bush versus Gore in 2000. Your vote matters way more than you think. Seriously though, it's your turn to decide your future. Don't waste it. Go to vote.org for more information about voter registration.
Now, Lauren Womack is in the studio with your Talent Talk, sponsored by Corbridge Orthodontics.
The Little Mermaid has been a childhood favorite for many people for tons of years. Now, this is not the normal animated movie, but a live-action musical version. The movie will air on ABC Tuesday, November 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. One of the biggest stars in the new movie is Queen Latifah, who will be playing Ursula. The movie will feature both the original and the Broadway musical version soundtrack. Staying on the topic of childhood movies, the new Frozen 2 movie is set to release at the end of November. All of the same characters from the original Frozen are in the movie, but there are some new voices coming to the cast. Make sure you take our poll on Twitter and let us know which movie you're more excited for. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and check out our website, eaglenation.net, to watch previous episodes. Back to you guys at the desk.
In a world full of dangers and accidents, parents work every day to make sure their children are safe and healthy.
Julia Bizion highlights the newest addition to Prosper that will benefit both children's well-being and their parents' state of mind.
Prosper's continual population growth has invited a second Cook Children's office into town. The opening was celebrated with a festival that had tons of food, bounce houses for the kids, and tents set up for the crowd to check out.
The purpose for having a grand opening for our facility is really just to show that this is a starting point for everything that Cook Children's is going to be bringing to the area. We have a beautiful urgent care and primary care that we're opening today. Right behind you, you can see our medical office building. It's going to house all of our specialties, a surgery center, a lab, an imaging center, and then in a couple years, it's going to be a full hospital for children in this area.
Cook Children's is striving to make their facility as efficient as possible, from including commonly used items within the patient rooms and using advanced technology to ensure accurate results. Cook Children's focuses on the little things to ensure accuracy and comfort to uphold their promise.
I think my favorite part is actually just seeing a lot of people here. I believe Cook Children is actually bringing something good to the communities.
The Cook Children's grand opening created a great community bond and showed all the facility has to offer. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Julia Bizion. Prosper.
Now we send it over to Maggie Hale with your Game Time Sports Update.
Last night brought an end to the World Series. In a nail-biting Game 7, the Nationals proved themselves to be the better team. This is the first time in franchise history they have ever won a World Series, so it's an especially impressive feat. Also coming up tomorrow is another big game. Our Prosper Eagles football team has a home game against Allen. Allen is undefeated this far and first in our district, while Prosper sits at number 3. Last week, Prosper had an impressive win, while Allen wasn't able to get past that McKinney-Boyd defense to score a ton of points. Keep in mind, Prosper dominated that team on our homecoming game. This should be a great game, so make sure you're there and you buy your ticket early. If you want to hear more sports like this, be sure to tune in every day for your Sports of the Week. Back to you guys at the desk.
That's all the time we have for you today. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Madison Wells.
And I'm Gordon Ramsey. Live long and prosper.